Hey Southwest, have you ever been through segregation, maybe even racism? I bet not. I'm Katherine Johnson and I'm here to tell you my story. Changed NASA's history. I was the first African American female to work at NASA. And they also called me the human computer because of my intelligence. I went to high school at age 13 and graduated college at age 18. What I did specifically was I let other African American females know that us too can work at NASA and that we are smart too. And back then, NASA was an all-men's job, and I was smarter than all men. I went through getting looked down on because I was an African-American female, and I went through segregation and racism back then. But that didn't stop me from making a difference. Thank you for listening to my secret. Now, shh, don't tell anybody. Remember, it's a secret.
Hello, Southwest students. My name is Malcolm Little, but I'm most known for Malcolm X. I was born May 19, 1925, in Ohama, Nebraska. I am the son of Baptist preacher, who was a follower of Marcus Garvey. After KKK made threats against my father, family ended up moving to Lashin, Michigan. After 8th grade, I ended up dropping out of school and headed for a life of crime and violence. I never thought that blacks would be equal to whites. I only believed in violence. And just in case you didn't know, I'm African American Muslim. When I was 21, I was sent to prison because I had stole something. February 21st, 1965, I was took to the Strange of Ballroom, often used for civic meetings. My wife, Betty Shabazz, and my 4 children were in the crowd when I was gunned down. At the age 6, my father was murdered.
Hey Southwest, you probably heard of me. Let me give you a hint. I have 50,267 receiving yards. I am a wide receiver, and I am one of the most giving person. You probably guessed it by now. I am Larry Fitzgerald. I was the third overall drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. I am 34 years old. Before I joined the Cardinals, I went to Pittsburgh College to play football there. That's where I earned an anonymous American All Honor Reward. And I love to get the charity. I love to give back to the people, and I love to help them a lot. So thank you, Southwest, for having me. And I am Larry Fitzgerald, and I'll see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Joseph, and we're going to be talking about Booker T. Washington today. And okay, let's get started. Booker was born enslaved, and one day this guy came to the farm and he gave them freedom. So Booker got a job as a salt packer, and then he built a school for his race.
Hello, Southwest. My name is Frederick Douglass. I was born in the year 1818. I was in slavery when I got around. Then in 1838, I was free, so I started an anti-slavery society 2 years later. Next, I wrote my first biography in 1845. Even though it was a bestseller, I was forced to move to Europe for 2 years to evade recapture. Then in 1847, I ultimately purchased my freedom. A year later, I was the first African American to attend the first Women's Rights Convention. I then became famous nationwide in 1861. During my lifetime, I was the U.S. ambassador to the Dominican Republic. Then in 1872, I was the first African American to appear on the presidential ballot when I was nominated as vice president. Then I died February 20th, 1895 from natural causes.
Hey, Southwest students, it's a funny thing, the less people have to live for, the less they have to risk losing nothing. I am Zora Neale Hurston, and I write books and poems. I am also in movies. There's one movie that goes with the book, which is called Their Eyes Were Watching God. I was inspired to write books and poems from a town named Edenville. But also, I was inspired because in racism time, we couldn't write books or anything. We couldn't write anything